Saffron from Circasana Yoga, and today I will be showing you 3 drills to help find your hollow body position in your handstands. So a few things that limit the hollow body position is shoulder mobility and just lack of awareness and engagement in the hips. So we'll do 3 different exercises to work on all of those things. The hollow body position, so what happens when we first start balancing handstands is we try to go like this. And so this is an arched body position. So it's really unstable. I have a lot of movement in my hips. When we start to balance our handstand, we have to find a hollow body position. So the front ribs have to magnetize towards the hip points. So this front body closes and we find this posterior pelvic tilt and this engaged hollow front body position. So the first exercise we'll do on the floor, it's just a really nice bridge position, but like a really mindful bridge. So it starts with just the pelvic tilt, the belly button pulls in, the lower back pushes into the ground, and then we'll just roll up, keeping the front ribs and the hip points magnetized towards one another. So this might be as high as it goes. Maybe you can get a little bit higher, but the most important thing is that my glutes are engaged. Pushing down through my hands, squeezing the legs in towards one another, and I'm gonna reach my right leg out. So this is my handstand position. We're gonna move this onto the wall next. So just see how stable you can make your hips, how much you can keep that hollow front body position as you walk your legs out and back in. You can hold on to your hips to just make sure that they're staying stable, the core is staying engaged, the glutes are staying engaged, and breathing. So taking about 10 of these, really engaging the front body. And that might have been 10, I'm not sure. But when you finish 10, slowly lower yourself down. Give yourself a little hug, shake it out, and then we'll come over to the wall. This next exercise is all about keeping the ribs engaged and not letting them flare when we're in our handstands. The rib flare can come from having really tight lats. So the lats attach from your lower arm all the way onto the back of your pelvis, and so they'll create this tightness here, which makes tight shoulders, and it also makes the rib flare happen. So this is an exercise to stretch your lats, and it also will help you keep that hollow front body position. So you'll need a wall for this exercise. Just coming over to the wall, we will go facing towards the wall. So you can bring your feet to the wall in this little downward dog position, and then take one foot up the wall and start to walk back. Hands will walk back. Options for this, you can either just straighten the legs and work on pulling in the front of your body. So I'm not letting my ribs flare, I'm really just trying to push in and resist that rib flare, still keeping my arm bones externally rotated. So I'm not rolling my shoulders in, I'm rolling them away from one another and pushing into the ground and just working on pulling my ribs back. The second level of this is to take your feet out like this into this little child's pose, wide child's pose, and then hug them into this little tuck. And you can go out and in. Really just pulling. To make this more challenging, you can walk the hands in even more, and then pull into the ribs and away. You can also have a nice hold. I would recommend also playing with holding that for 30 seconds to a minute. Just really is nice for shoulder mobility, but always don't push into any pain. And if you're afraid of falling this way, just don't go in so deep because it's not worth falling out of, and eventually you'll get there. So just take your time, take little baby steps, and just work on getting that mobility and that strength. So this next exercise requires a wall. It is very focused on holding our pelvic tilt. So the same way that we do a bridge on the ground, you can either make a bridge without engaging your glutes, which would look like this from the side. See, my glutes are unengaged, my belly is relaxed. Or I can find the pelvic tilt, so that front rib magnetizing towards the hip points, finding this pelvic tilt. This is the position that we want to make our body into. And so we're going to do this at the wall. So we'll come over to our wall and we will take about 2 handprints away from the wall so that we have enough room for our feet. And we'll kick our legs up towards the wall in whatever way works. And then we'll find our bridge position at the wall. So we're here in a bridge, finding our pelvic tilt, squeezing our legs in towards one another, and then I'll take one leg to extend, squeezing the glutes, and the other leg will extend. And I'll hold, squeezing, 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 and if I fall backwards, that's fine. And you can always come right back up. Really not letting this happen, keeping this posterior tilt, the front ribs, and the lower hip points engaged towards one another so that you can balance here. So go ahead and practice about 2 to 5 of those on each side. Really just focusing on that pelvic tilt, that controlling what we can control. So we would love to hear how those exercises worked for you. If you just leave us a comment below, let us know if it worked, if you had any aha moments or something that didn't work. We want to hear it all. So thanks so much for watching. Have a wonderful day.